Hey guys, it's Hannah here, and today it is time for what I wore in July. This is a series I recently started a couple of months ago, going through the products that were in my makeup basket for the previous month and telling you my thoughts on them and how they wore. So a lot of the products in here are things that were in my huge I can't remember buying this much stuff haul. So I will try and remember to link that down below if you haven't seen it. It's a doozy, but these are kind of my thoughts after using those products for about a month. So let's start with complexion. If you want to see what I'm using for my complexion products, go and check out my Project Pan video. I will again try and remember to link that down below. My primer, foundation, concealer and powder are in there, but the other powder I'm using is the Dior Powder No Powder, and I'm using this under my eyes. So I'm using the ABH powder on my face, but I don't love it under my eyes, so I've been using this one instead. And I've been alternating with using a powder puff and a brush, and I like both ways. I find this works best when I let my concealer kind of set down a little bit first, so it doesn't get too much powder on. So I kind of blend my concealer out, powder my face, put on lip balm, do my brows, set my eyelid, and then I tap out any creases under my eye and then set my under eye. And I found that works really well because this powder is a little bit thicker. But I've really enjoyed the look of this under my eyes. Alright, so eye primer. So I do my base and then I do my eyes. So let's do brows because I just spoke about them. Lip balm. Let's just go in order of actual application. I've been using the Sugar Mint Brush Fresh Lip Balm. This has been a new one, but you guys know I love the Fresh Sugar lip balms. The Mint Rush is quite nice. I've really been liking that one. And it is clear, which is awesome. Brows. I did get my brows freshly done at the end of June. So for most of the month, I was just using my Lawless Hold Up Soft Set Creamy Brown Wax in light medium. And that's beautiful. I've really enjoyed this. I really like the size of the wand. It's very Benefit. Give me brow size. Fantastic. Really been enjoying this, and it's really only been in the last week that I've needed to bring back in my Goof Proof to add a little bit more colour after getting them. So I'm really bad at getting my brows done. I usually get them done once a term, which is like 10 weeks, so it's kind of like 4 weeks. Yeah, I'm at like 4 weeks since I got them done, so there's that. Eye primer, the Ultra Beauty Matte Eye Primer. I've been loving this. It is sheerer than the NARS eye primer in terms of tint, but it still gives you that kind of cancelling out on the lid, which I really love in an eye primer. This is great. I actually would repurchase this instead of the NARS in the future, and if you watched my Project Pan video, I mentioned I'm not here. I am going back to the States. When I'm there, I think I will pick these up for Mum and Erin as replacements for the NARS, because I think this is phenomenal. Cream shadows. I did use Oyster Pearl one time again. I went away overnight, and when I go away overnight, I pack easier makeup, and that is why I took this one with me. Going away again this coming in 2 weeks time, and I will probably take this with me again because that's what I usually do. For that, I did actually change up my base. So I've been usually using my Bobbi Brown corrector in light bisque, which I mentioned last month, but when I went away I didn't take that. I did just take my Laura Mercier primer, the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind eraser, and the One Size Turn Up the Base powder. This is my go-to quick travel makeup option. I really like it. It is a great base, and I started doing that. I think I used a different concealer, but I started doing that in Disney last year, and it was phenomenal. And now it is my easy every time I need to go somewhere, go away somewhere. That has been the kind of base I've packed if I need to be quick. So love that, and I will again use that when I'm away for 2 nights coming up this month. But I've also used my Champagne Diamonds, which is in my project pan. 3 eyeshadow palettes that I have used, again 2 from that haul and 1 other. So the 2 from the haul are the Pat McGrath Sublime Smoke and the Essence Nothing Compared Snoods, and then I've also used Colourpop Making Mauves. So let's start with Pat McGrath. This is what is on my eyes today. I have used every single shade in this palette now, and I have to say my go-to look is the 3 that are on the bottom here, which are on the top if you hold it up that way, which are Skin Show Divine Glow, Taboo, and Bronze Eclipse. So they are kind of my go-to look. I don't mind Bronze Blaze. It's not as yellow as I thought it was going to be, so it works well if you're going for something a little bit more warm, like I did today. The other 2 mattes aren't fantastic. So I've got Extreme Mahogany on my outer corner. It doesn't blend super smooth, and Extreme Dusk, I have only used that as a liner shade because I find if this is going to be bad, this is going to be a little bit harder as well. I don't usually use something this dark to deepen up my eye anyway. So for liner, it was fine. I'm glad I have it. I really like the look I get out of it, but it's not something I think you need. Again, something I don't think you need, but is beautiful for every day. Again, I've used every shade in this, is the Essence Nothing Compares to Nude. So basically I go in with 15 days in my crease, blend it out with no matter, and then put one of the shimmers on the lid, and then put Fancy, there's that Fancy Restaurant on the inner corner. So one of these on the lid, this one on the inner corner. It's great. I love it. The shimmers aren't super shiny, but popping them over Champagne Diamonds does give them a little bit more grip and a little bit more pop, which is great. It's really a good quality shadow for drugstore, and I think it was like $4. Awesome deal. Colourpop Making Mauves is the most sparkly of the palettes. My kind of go-to is Solitaire? Is that what that's called? Solitaire in the crease, Mauve on top in the lid, and Bicoastal on the inner corner, or kind of any mix of these with those 2. I have used this one. I didn't use any of the deeper, darker shades, but it is what it is. This has just been good to have something as a cool option, since the other 2, like Pat McGrath, is relatively warm, Essence is neutral, and this is cool, so it's been a nice combo there. Liners, Bedroom Black from Charlotte Tilbury and Marc Jacobs Glitz Blitz, which I've already spoken about. Mascara, I did have to rotate, I rotated in my Rare Beauty, I don't know what this is called. It doesn't have the name on here. It just says mascara. I have found that I like this more a month in than I did fresh. So this is my first full-size tube of this, and I think that has a lot to do with it, having more product in it than a mini. The mini I loved from the get-go, but now a month in, I'm getting the lashes I got with the mini from the get-go. So it has been a little bit, not rough, but I have had to wipe excess product off and be careful this first month. But it's now reached the point where I love it. So super keen to have, excited to have that in there. Oh, I forgot some eye products. The About Face Fractal Eye Paint in Tin Pan Alley. I think I only used this once or twice, just in the inner corner to give a little bit more brightening gold. So it is like a Stila Glitter and Glow with a champagne base with like gold sparkles, and it's, I don't even know if you can see that. It's super pretty. I like it a lot. I didn't end up using the Valentino, but it's been in here. I just didn't use it because I didn't have a reason to. But I did pop my Colourpop How Far I'll Go Super Shock in here and use this a couple of times. And it's just a really pretty champagne sparkle. Not sparkle. shine. Shiny, shiny champagne beautifulness. Love it. It was the one from the Disney collection that I really liked. Cheek products. L'Oreal Infallible Fresh Wear Bronzer. I understand the hype around this. This stuff is beautiful. It blends like a dream. It applies beautifully. The colour Fair. Yep, it's fantastic for my paler skin. This is beautiful. The Natasha Denona Rose Cheek Duo. I loved this much more than I thought I would. I didn't think I'd reach for the cream blush much. But I did quite a bit and I really enjoyed it. And there was only one time it turned clown cheeks and the Dior saved it. But this was gorgeous. I definitely used this quite a few times, both for the highlight on its own and for both. But my most reach for, and what I'm wearing today, was Buxom Seychelles. This just goes with everything. I think it is beautiful. Oh, I love it. I'm glad I finally picked it up because it's been on my list forever. And then I did throw in Pat McGrath Flirtatious, which I don't know why because it's only like a little bit pinker than Seychelles, but I did wear this like once or twice as well. And I've already spoken about that this year, I think. But it's a really beautiful formula. I really like it. Nabla Ozone. I love this highlight. Like, the Nabla's disappearing. It is a gorgeous wet look highlight. Very similar to MAC's Double Gleam though. So you kind of don't need both. But I just rotated one out for the other, I think. So, love this. Buck Beak from Colourpop is a super shock. I didn't end up using this much at all. I think I only used it once or twice. But it is a very pretty highlighter. It does have a lot more base colour to it though than the others that I've shown, because it does have that kind of marbled kind of, you can see the pink base there. So you just need to be careful, if you are fairer like myself, how you apply it to not get that base to show up. We're up to lips. Marc Jacobs Primrose. This isn't going to be in here for much longer. That makes me sad. But the 3 lip colours I wore. And so NARS Breathless, which is what I have on today, is the most warm option. Gorgeous. Super pretty. Love it over Primrose to kind of neutralise it a little bit. So it's still warm, but not as warm. Then we've got L'Oreal Varnished Rosewood, which is basically the same kind of formulation, but in a mauvey nude. And then the most glossy of all, and the one I wore the most, was Makeup by Mario Nude Glow. This is the kind of true high shine M Cosmetics lip cushion, the non-retractable ones. So you've got these ones that are twist up, twist down, gloss sticks, like the L'Oreal and the NARS, and then you've got your non-retractable clickies like the Tarte, the M Cosmetics, the Sephora Click Sticks with the super high shine formula. I saw Rachel Loves do a video with the MAC one, and she like kept twisting it up. I'm like, no, it's not retractable. And then she's like, I couldn't twist it down. I'm like, that's the point. Anyway, that is what I used, and I finished up my Benefit Professional Super Setter this month. I really like this stuff. I would repurchase it, but I do have enough on the go at the moment, so I don't need to reset it, but I repurchase it, but I did really like it. And that is what I've used in the month of July. If you guys like this style of video, give me a thumbs up to let me know. Let me know in the comments what you guys have used and been liking. Any recommendations that I need to try out, let me know. And click subscribe to stay tuned for more. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.